And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and we are at week 12 of the Major League Rugby 2023 season. Again, it's going by so fast. We are about 3/4 of the way done. It just seems like yesterday we just started the season. It is getting down to the wire. We have 4 games once again this week. 4 teams are on a bye. And 3 games are going to be on Saturday, 1 game on Sunday. So a lot of rugby to watch on Saturday, and then 1 big game on Sunday as well. So make sure if you want to watch all the games, don't forget you can watch them all live or on demand on the Rugby Network, a absolutely free app. I highly recommend download it. It is great. Just remember though, all the games are going to be on there except for Old Glory DC and Dallas Jackals. That will be on Fox Sports 2. So you could only watch it on Fox Sports 2. If you can't watch it on Fox Sports 2, you gotta wait 24 hours later, and then it will pop up on the Rugby Network. So if you don't see it right away and it's not live, it's because it's on Fox Sports 2. Don't worry, it will be on the Rugby Network a little bit later. So let's go over all the games. So again, like I mentioned before, 3 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. We start, all these kickoff times are Pacific Standard Time. Saturday, May 6th, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Chicago Hounds go over to Silverback Stadium to play against Rugby ATL. I'm gonna be such an apologist for the Chicago Hounds. I really feel they should be a better team, especially with the people that are on the team. You got Billy Meeks, you got Mark O'Keefe, Julian Dominguez, you got so many great players. But yet they have been struggling a lot. Every time I pick them, I just get burned by them. And they are playing at Silverback Stadium, so they're going to Atlanta, though. Chicago to Atlanta, I'm not completely familiar with that area, but I don't feel that's as big a trip as if you were saying going from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I'm going to kick myself for doing this, but I'm still going to take the Chicago Hounds to win this game over the Rugby ATL. They've never played before against each other. ATL is not exactly at the top of the tops in the league. Chicago does struggle a lot. I feel maybe they'll get this win against Atlanta. We'll see. Moving on, later in the day, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Old Glory DC goes over to Choctaw Stadium to take on another struggling team, the Dallas Jackals. Again, I keep saying Dallas Jackals will win their second win in franchise history, their second win in 2023. It's just not going to be this game, man. Old Glory DC gets the win over Dallas, continuing Dallas's struggles as well. Then, my opinion, the game of the week, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, San Diego Legion, best team in the Western Conference, best team on my power rankings, going against a very strong, kind of struggling a little bit recently, Utah Warriors, who are on a bye. San Diego coming off of a big win over, now I'm blanking on who they beat, but I believe it was Houston Sabercats. So that was a huge win for San Diego. Going into another really tough game against a very tough team, Utah. San Diego and Utah have played against each other before. Shockingly, San Diego has beaten Utah 7 times out of 8 appearances. The last time that Utah beat San Diego was in 2021. San Diego beat Utah earlier this year when they played in Snapdragon Stadium, 33-17. I gotta say though, and again, I'm going on this a little bit because I'm behind in the Super Bowl pick'ems, but also because I kind of have a gut feeling about this one. Playing in Zion Stadium in Utah, I feel the Utah Warriors will actually get the win here. I think San Diego's going to be pretty heavily favored. San Diego, again, has beaten Utah 7 out of 8 times. They won earlier this year, but it was at Snapdragon Stadium. I feel Utah home pitch advantage. They had the bye week. San Diego just got through a pretty brutal game with Houston. Then Utah gets the win here. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. And now our last game of the week, I believe it's going to be Major League Rugby's game of the week. It's going to be NOLA Gold going over to Mount Vernon Stadium to face off against the reigning and defending MLR champions, the New York Ironworkers. Sunday, May 7th, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time kickoff. NOLA coming off of a win over, granted, against the worst team in the league, the Toronto Arrows, and then New York suffering a loss against arguably maybe the best team in the Eastern Conference, New England Free Jacks. Granted, it was only 8-0, but New York is, as I mentioned before, suffering with a lot of injuries. NOLA is looking a little bit better. This series between the two teams is actually very, very close. NOLA has won 3, New York has won 4. I think NOLA has a chance to even this up. They did play earlier this year, and actually, NOLA slaughtered New York 31-5. This was that one game where NOLA really kind of surprised everybody by beating up on New York. Granted, that was in the gold mine. This is now being played at Mount Vernon in New York. But man, New York, like I said, they've been struggling a lot with injuries. NOLA is a streaky team that can sometimes come on really, really strong. I think NOLA is really eager, like I said, to even up the series as well as to sweep this series for this year. I feel NOLA will pull off the win here and walk out of New York with the victory over New York. So, those are my predictions. Again, it's just 4 games, so a light week of rugby. Again, you can watch every game on the Rugby Network except for the one game that's on FS2, so don't forget about that. It will be later added on to the Rugby Network. You just gotta wait 24 hours. But again, a lot of rugby to play. We're in week 12. The season's almost over. Don't forget, if you're part of my pick and pool, put in your picks. It's still anybody's game for that one. You can still win an MLR t-shirt of the team of your choice, courtesy of myself. So make sure you put your picks in. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Let me know who you think is going to win these games. And I'll see you on the pitch.